Tonight on Newsbeat, how a fraternity's annual Old South Ball is sparking opposition on campus.
And could the UREC renovations be delayed again? We'll tell you what could be setting construction back.
Also, why university tuition could be raised even higher in the future. All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now. Hello, I'm Christian Bennett.
And I'm Michael Edmondson. Good evening.
The Kappa Alpha fraternity on LSU's campus has the Old South Ball every year, but this year it will be at a different location. Jackie Massey reports on why the fraternity is changing the venue for their annual ball.
Kappa Alpha's Old South Ball will not take place on a plantation this year, says the National Chapter's Assistant Director, Jesse Lyons. This event usually takes place at a plantation, and several members dress up in costumes similar to those worn in Gone with the Wind.
Going back to a plantation and wearing the clothes of their supposed ancestors, but it's not a time that was great for everyone.
Would one of y'all want to talk to me? I'm doing a story about y'all host one of those events, the Old South Ball.
Oh, I think you could talk to our president.
Several African American students like Willie Jones say they do not like the event's theme and location.
I just feel like the Old South Ball is something that's racially insensitive, and if you can't celebrate something without offending a group of people or a minority, then you shouldn't be doing that at all. There's no way I could talk to any leadership here.
Jones
like
also approached Kappa Alpha
no
members about his concerns in person. At first, members refused to talk, but then 2 members told him to contact the national chapter.
Yeah.
According to Lyons, the event is not focused on celebrating a particular time period. He says the event was inspired by Gone with the Wind set costumes.
Old South, what does that entail? Like, what's the difference between Old South and New South?
Lyons says LSU is one of the few chapters that has an Old South event. In fact, less than half of the KA chapters in the nation have one. KAs are also expected to follow the fraternity bylaws, which ban the Confederate flag, uniforms, and other objects associated with the Confederacy during KA events. Next week, Lyons will meet with LSU representatives to discuss KA's activities and how they can take place while respecting the university and everyone involved.
Do you think you'd be interested in talking to me? No? I even like your side.
For Tiger TV, I'm Jackie.
Well, bad news for on-campus swimmers. The UREC pool will be closed until around midsummer due to a leak. The pool will have to be drained to find where the leak is coming from. It could cause structural problems, so an investigation of where the leak is coming from is the primary step. The athletics department is letting students use the natatorium pool for laps Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 1:30, and Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Their goal is to reopen the UREC pool before it closes again. This second time it is closed will be for renovation. The leak has not delayed construction.
A small trickle, but you don't want to do construction and ignore anything of that nature. You don't want to continue with construction and just...
Construction updates and information can be found on the UREC's website at lsuuniversityrec.com. With the recent budget cuts stringing up and causing tension across the state, many higher education leaders are now requesting authority to set their own tuition prices. Tiger TV's Michaela Morgan found out what this means for LSU students.
After the release of the general administration's upcoming plans for the state budget, many leaders, faculty, and students in higher education have had one thing on their mind: tuition prices.
Louisiana is currently the only state where 2/3 legislative approval is required for a university to raise their tuition rates.
With the state legislature set to convene in April, many leaders are proposing for flexibility to control tuition, as well as many other changes to how students are paying for their college education.
There's been an ongoing effort at the Regents level, which is statewide, and then the systems levels.
Louisiana Board of Regents member Joe Wiley says that granting these colleges more tuition control could help leaders to navigate schools and ensure that Louisiana's colleges continue to remain affordable.
Budget cuts and the tuition increases, we still cost less to attend schools in Louisiana than it does other schools on average in the southern region.
While many leaders want freedom from the legislature to regulate tuition, students are concerned with how these plans could potentially affect their future.
It'll be beneficial for the university because they'll have the ability to raise their prices. As for students, financial aid will be a problem.
They should look at that. You should invest in the young people because we're the people that's going to advance.
For Tiger TV, I'm Michaela Morgan.
The Board of Regents, which consists of representatives from colleges across the state, will propose its official plans for higher education at the 2015 legislative session set to convene on Monday, April 13th. Well, coming up after the break, how Bobby Jindal plans to get rid of Common Core.
And why Louisiana oyster harvesters could be in trouble.
Also, do traffic cameras actually help deter red light runners? Reporter Leanna Pineda has the scoop when we return.
Welcome back. Governor Bobby Jindal released his two-pronged plan to rid the state of Common Core in a press conference yesterday afternoon. Jindal said he will back legislation that allows parents, educators, and school leaders to have a say in the new process. In the meantime, Jindal said public schools will go back to using grade-level expectations from 2004 and 2005 and renew the LEAP and iLEAP exams to measure student achievement. More Common Core proposals will be debated during the 2015 legislature on April 13th. And the red light traffic cameras in Baton Rouge are said to increase driver safety. However, over the years, problems with the cameras have made residents uneasy. But what exactly are these problems? Leanna Pineda has the story.
We've all encountered them. Those cameras that make you think twice before you try to make that yellow light.
The cameras are pretty dumb.
These red light cameras are placed at intersections in Baton Rouge deemed high risk for red light running. And even though some believe that the cameras aren't helpful, experts like Ingolf Partenheimer paint a different picture.
Several locations are showing very good results. Some locations, have not quite as good results, but they're still mostly positive.
According to the parish website, red light crashes have decreased by 40 to 90%. The cameras still face an issue. According to the Advocate, only 59,000 violations have been paid out of the 150,000 issued. For this reason, some like Michael Smith remain unconvinced about the camera's efficiency.
It's useless that the cameras are up there and they're sending tickets to everybody, but they're constantly not paying them and the cops aren't doing anything about it, so it's useless and they're gonna constantly keep running red lights.
In Baton Rouge, there are 25 red light traffic cameras at 17 intersections. Although some drivers believe that these cameras are unfair, the National Highway Traffic Administration states that an average of 751 people died from 2007 to 2011 due to red light traffic accidents. For this reason, many believe that these cameras are a necessity.
Reporting for Tiger TV, I'm Leanna Pineda.
Although authorities in Baton Rouge have promised to take action against non-payers, no type of crackdown has occurred. American Traffic Solutions, the agency that owns the cameras, have also failed to take action.
The Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries will close the oyster season tomorrow in a portion of public oyster seed grounds east of the Mississippi River and north of the Mississippi River Gulf outlet. The Wildlife Agency said in a press release that it is in the best interest of the public to protect the remaining oyster resource for long-term conservation in the area. According to the agency, the area holds a limited oyster supply. It is estimated that over 54,000 sacks of seed oysters and 3,000 sacks of market-sized oysters were harvested on the first day of the shortened season. Coming up, ISIS's latest terror attack kills more than 20 people in Tanzania, and they say it's just the start. Find out what the terror group said in their latest threat.
And what the U.S. is doing to combat the militant group. Sarah Lofdell has the World Report next.
Hey Tigers, I'm Sarah Lofdell with an update on what's going on around the world. 23 people were killed and others were sent scrambling for cover at a museum in Tunisia's capital when two gunmen opened fire on Wednesday. Tunisian security forces killed the two attackers as they ended the hostage siege at the museum. ISIS has taken responsibility for the attack in a message posted today. In the message, ISIS also said that this bloodshed is just the start. At least 9 people have been arrested, including 4 directly linked to the killings. After a bitter campaign, Benjamin Netanyahu will remain Israel's prime minister. Already, he's at odds with the United States after reversing his position with the Palestinian state. This goes against Obama's administration's support for the two-state solution. The Prime Minister still has to form a new government that President Rivlin says he hopes will start this Sunday. Kim Jong-un is expected to attend a World War II anniversary celebration in Moscow at Russia's invitation. North Korea accepted the invitation, but Russia is still waiting to make the official announcement about the May trip. This would mark the Korean leader's first official foreign trip since inheriting the leadership in 2011. A massive anti-austerity rally in Germany turned violent when 94 officers were wounded and at least 7 police cars were set on fire Wednesday. Protesters clashed with police at the opening of the new European Central Bank headquarters. Frankfurt police said they used water cannons to disperse protesters. 5 people have been arrested for violent acts and another 500 people detained for questioning. The U.S. military says it bombed an Islamic State drone aircraft in Iraq yesterday. The drone was being used for battlefield surveillance and was bombed after being placed in a vehicle. The drone was a small, unarmed, handheld type that can be purchased commercially. That's all I have for you today. Join me next week for your World News Update.
Thanks, Sarah. Coming up, Cody Krupp caught up with LSU softball coach Beth Torina and got her March Madness tournament predictions. Find out what teams the coach of the #1 softball team in the nation picks to win.
Stay tuned.
R.J. Hunter for 3. Good! Ron Hunter has fallen off his stool for good reason.
Doesn't get much better than that to get March Madness started. Welcome everyone on this beautiful Thursday. I'm Cody Krupp here with sports. Tonight is the night. Absent since 2009, the LSU Tigers basketball team will be back on the national spotlight with a winner-go-home matchup in the Steel City as they battle in downtown Pittsburgh tonight against the Wolfpack of NC State. Tiger TV sports reporter Taylor Corrett is there with more leading into tonight's festivities.
Consol Energy Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the site of LSU's opening round matchup against NC State. Now, if the Tigers could tip it up right now, I think they would. They'll have to wait 24 more hours. That'll give them more time to scout out the Wolfpack.
They play aggressive, they get offensive balls, but like I said, it's more about what we do out there tomorrow night. We just got to focus on us, and we just got to go out there and play hard.
Right, we just have to, get back in transition and just play hard and play together, and we'll be okay.
I'm just excited to be here, and it's a blessing to be here because not every basketball player that came to the tournament. I don't take it for granted, and I take pride in being here.
I just think we just got to go out there, and like I said, we put the last game behind us, and we just got to go out there and just play hard. This is a whole new season. And you win, you move on, you lose, you go on. So it's all about surviving and advancing, that's all.
LSU has completely forgotten about that loss to Auburn in the SEC tournament. Their sights are now on the #8 Wolfpack, and they'll get to practice right here in about 20 minutes. So, reporting from Pittsburgh, I'm Taylor Curette, Tiger TV Sports.
More than 70 million brackets are filled out across the country, with the annual March Madness distraction estimated to cost employers $1.7 billion over the course of the 16 days of action. And on campus, for some, that is no exception.
Oh yeah, I skip class all the time anyway.
So it's like the perfect excuse to skip class, right?
Oh yes.
I don't know, when is the March Madness? What is that? Madness, skip any class today to watch some basketball?
No, I don't really watch basketball. Hockey's my sport.
And what do you think the teachers would say if you said that your excuse was just watching some basketball?
Hopefully they have enough Tiger pride.
We gonna win.
Is that college basketball or?
Yeah.
73-68.
Okay,
Us winning.
All right, guys. Skipping any class today to watch some basketball?
Yes.
But yes. How much class are you skipping?
An hour or so.
All right. How about you, man? Are you skipping any?
Not yet.
Maybe. Yet.
Favorite basketball moment of the year was probably Jarrell's through the legs slam dunk.
Martin when he did that dunk.
The dunk.
Yeah.
Our big men are too good. Like if we get a good guard play, I think we'll go very far.
I'm definitely skipping class. I mean, it's too fun, especially with LSU being in not to skip class.
Are we doing well?
Hey, we're in. We're in the tournament.
Hey, that's awesome.
Filming, we caught up with the #1 team in the nation, LSU softball, and their head coach Beth Torina to give us her prediction for tonight's NCAA matchup. Take a listen.
Excited about the game. I know Johnny Jones is going to have them ready. He's the best men's basketball coach in the country, in my opinion. So I know he's going to have them ready. They're going to fight. They're going to compete. It's going to be awesome.
Do you think the basketball team's going to ride this softball momentum you guys have?
I hope so, but they're pretty good in their own right. So, you know, we all pull for each other, and we're excited for them.
LSU baseball returns to action tonight as the top-ranked Tigers travel to Fayetteville, Arkansas for an SEC matchup beginning a 3-game set. First pitch is just over 30 minutes from now, and the Tigers are coming off a come-from-behind win on Tuesday, 4-2 in an extra innings inter-city matchup with Southern. Head coach Paul Maneri will throw 5-0 Jared Poche on the mound as they look to continue the run. And that's all the time we have today for sports. We'll kick it back to the news desk after the break.
Come back, how one Louisiana family wants their son to be remembered.
Stay tuned. The family of a Louisiana Air National Guardsman killed last week says he should be remembered for his love for his family. CNN's Carrie Beal reports.
This one here is...
that was his proudest moment.
That's when he graduated from boot camp.
Chief Warrant Officer George Griffin Jr. joined the Army at the age of 17.
He just about got out of diapers and went in the service.
He became an officer in 1999 and served 2 tours in Iraq. Flying, always his passion. It's even how he met his wife.
And Wayne went down in the Gulf. Fuel line busted on a helicopter.
His soon-to-be wife, a radio dispatcher who guided him back to safety.
They ended up getting married.
Going on to have 3 children.
You call over there and talk to him. He said, "You say what you doing?" "I'm hanging with my little buddies." That's what he called them.
To his son Cody, Dad is a role model.
He was really proud to see that boy when he seen that.
But now the family is left with just memories.
Then when a good friend of Wayne's, who was a pilot too, he told us that that Wayne didn't make it, and now we knew that was the end of it.
Griffin's wife still remembers that day she brought him back.
I know, bless her little heart, she was crying. You know, she got him from the Gulf, and the Gulf takes him back. That was pitiful.
The water may have taken this soldier, but the family says his spirit can never be destroyed. George Wayne Griffin Jr. was 37 years old. Carrie Beal reporting, KTC TV3.
The 4 Louisiana National Guardsmen that lost their lives had been deployed to war zones and served Louisiana during hurricanes and other emergencies. When we come back, find out how old the world's most popular board game is.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Today marks the 80th anniversary of the world's best-selling board game, Monopoly. The patents for the game were created back in 1935, now distributed by Hasbro. Monopoly has been translated into 47 languages and played in over 114 countries.
Well, I know I certainly remember playing that game. It's a game that literally destroys friendships.
You are so right. I can remember getting into so many arguments, but you know, maybe that's because I kind of cheat. So.
Well, now I know that I definitely don't want to play Monopoly with you. But that's all the time we have for today. But you know, as always, you can stay updated with us on TigerTV.tv and of course, Tiger TV Newsbeat on our YouTube channel. From all of us here at Newsbeat, have a great night.